Good morning, y'all. Welcome to the horse barn. So this behind me here that looks like a workbench and a vise stand is actually a 1963 C10 short bed stepside. And my hope would be that I'm going to take y'all along as I work on it and my other projects. So far, got front suspension painted and rebuilt, new bushings, whatever. Rear suspension painted, nothing new at all, but it looks pretty. Yesterday, I went up to my dad's house and dug up, some junk 25-year-old tires, stuck them on some wheels that I bought 20 years ago, and they'll probably hold air. Oh, here's our first little tip. If you're trying to strap something down on a piece of expanded metal, you can go through the floor, back up through the floor, hook it, and then strap it down. You don't have to have a tie down spot. So there you go, you learned something today. All right, we're gonna get these tires off of here and we'll be right back with you. All right, wheels unloaded. Big and littles, steel wheels. I think that's gonna look real good. All right, this is not gonna be a long video this morning because I got a bunch of homestead stuff to do, but I wanted to introduce you guys to the project. We're gonna take a walk and I'm gonna kind of tell you some of the history of the truck. So, and you guys meet my shop guineas. Some people have shop dogs. I have shop guineas. They pretty much follow me everywhere. All right, so the history of the truck. When I was 16, my dad offered to help me buy my first car. We went looked at a bunch of cars, looked for a couple of weeks, looked at 67 Cadillacs and Mercury Calientes, Monterey Caliente? Put it in the comments, tell me what it was. And then this was back like want ads, classified ads, prior to Craigslist and Marketplace and all that garbage, where you had to wait for the paper to come out, and then there was a little printed ad, and you'd call and ask the fellow a bunch of questions, and drive God knows how long and hope that it was something that you actually wanted to look at. So we called about a ad on a Chevy C10. Drive out there. We actually saw my truck on the drive out. Went out, looked at the Chevy C10 in a little metal garage, and walk into the garage. Had a 327 in it, and I went around behind the car. My dad was in front of the car, and the owner reaches in, starts the car up, and the thing was absolutely beating the ground. I mean, it sounded fantastic. And I'm super excited. 16-year-old me thinks, this is the one. We found it. And I look across the car at my dad, and my dad is just going. And the guy shuts the car off, and he says, sir, I appreciate it, but there's no way I can put my 16-year-old in this hot rod. So on the drive back, we stop and we look at my truck and call the guy, and he comes down, shows it to us. We decide that it's the one. We buy it, $1,100, if that tells you how long ago it was. Car price, I mean, you can't get much for $1,100 anymore. And we hop in. I'd never drove it, I was 16, never drove a 3-speed on the column before. And so my dad drove it all the way back to where we got off the highway and onto the back roads. And then we switched out. He gave me a quick lesson on how to shift it and everything. We take off, make it a couple of miles, and the shifter comes apart down on the transmission. And we put it back together with a bobby pin out of my mom's purse, which was kind of my first lesson in keeping old cars going. Well, then, fast forward a couple years, I drove the car. My dad and I rebuilt the engine, 283, rebuilt the engine, swapped it over to a 5-speed, drove it quite a bit in high school. Well, then I went to tech school, came back, head full of steam, convinced that I could rebuild it in a weekend, and just ripped it all apart. And then did the dumbest thing I've ever done and let it sit for 25 years-ish. And it's now, this is what we've got. Cab, that frame I just showed you a minute ago. Cab, doors, bumpers, hood. I've actually moved it in pieces twice. I moved it from my dad's house to my wife and I's first house. It sat there for a long time. And then I moved it from our first house to the house we're at now, where it is right now. And this year, I decided it's time. I gotta get this thing back together. It's sat too long. It's too many years of it just sitting in pieces, getting worse and worse all the time. So, and I thought that it might be fun to take you all along with me as I get it back together. Now, this is not going to be, SEMA, Concours d'Elegance. This is going to be cobble that junk together, get it on the road, start to enjoy it. So it's July 18th, 2026, 19th, 2026, something along those lines. And I've set a goal for myself that myself and a couple of my friends are gonna try to go to the C10 Nationals in Maggie Valley in the 3rd weekend of September. So I've got about, I don't know, math's hard, right? 9 or 10 weeks, 11 weeks, something like that, to go from what I have in that frame to a truck that'll drive 2 hours. So come along with me. It'll be a fun journey.